You are listening to And Shit with Quincy Lanier and
Moniece Mitchell-Sims.
Two best friends talking about whatever. Hey, Monie, Noni.
Hey, yellow boy, what's happening?
Oh, life and things and such, and and bills and
right
and things and such, and
yes.
I'm trying to be as positive as possible.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
This has been a take a knee week for me as well. I understand.
Yes, take a knee. What was it that you told me the other day? Sometimes you just can't fight.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you just have to give up. Just whatever. Today I'm giving up.
Oh my gosh.
It's exhausting not ever giving up. It's exhausting.
I know. And I think I've been taught, and I know most of us have possibly been taught that, we don't quit.
Yeah.
We're not quitters. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And, the race is not won by the swift, but he who persevereth.
Yes, Lord.
Or perseverest, or what is it? Persevere, whatever.
It's all bullshit, whatever it is.
Like, you know what? Even Jesus rested. Well, even God rested on the seventh day, right?
Yeah, yes, rest is so important. You're right. We all been taught to never give up. And I had a conversation with somebody because I try not to put my negativity out on the Facebooks and the Twitters.
In the Twitter
sphere.
People
don't need to know all that.
Right.
Yeah, they don't need to know all that, right?
Right.
So it may appear as if everything is going well all the damn time, but it is not. It is not. And I said something about being tired or something like that. And then somebody was like, never give up, just keep going. All the stuff that you just said.
And you want to just say, like, go to hell.
I was like, someone was like, Moniece, you're so inspiring and because you never give up. And I was like, I quit every day. At least once, once during the day, I quit. I just start again. That's all.
Yeah,
don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I have a moment every day where I'm like, to hell with all this. And then, I just start again, or I start the next day. That's why we got all these problems with people, depression and people taking drugs or whatever they gotta do to keep going and not resting and all this stuff, because it's a lie that you have to keep going all the time, and that you don't have moments where you want to quit, and that if you do have moments when you want to quit, then you're a failure because you're having the moments, and that makes you feel like shit even more.
Right.
It's all a lie.
And then you share a little information on the medias, on the social medias,
right?
Just because you're venting and you just need to get it out, and it's just a form of catharsis, and then you get all of these replies like, don't be putting on no negative stuff out there like that, and you gotta be strong, and you don't give up, and don't be. And it's just like, I know that. Don't you think I know that?
Right.
But sometimes I just don't want to give a fuck.
Right.
And honestly, sometimes I just want to say, this is a lot.
Yes.
This is a lot. And I want to scream and punch something and throw something or punch someone.
Right.
And I want to vent and be human. I want to be human. I don't want to be supernatural. I want to be human today.
Right.
Just today. Just
today.
right now.
Just
until, I have a moment to collect myself and my humanness and let my emotions flow, and then I'll figure this shit out with a drink, possibly. Or not. Could be a donut.
It could be chocolate.
It could be
that
chocolate.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Could be. Mm-hmm. Some people go and they pray and meditate.
Yeah.
And
some people go running.
Yeah.
You know. People have their own things that they do, but you just gotta have that moment of just, I'm quitting right now.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break.
I'm putting it all down right now. I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
I don't want to discuss it. And that's the worst because, you know, we're in an industry where we're always asked constantly by people, so what's going on? What are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing?
Right.
And you're just like, nothing. I'm like, and you don't want to come off as like a jerk or you're being dismissive to people, but sometimes I just don't want to talk about it. I want to talk to you, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about work right now. I don't want to talk about any of that because you don't want me to be honest. Because if I am honest, I might drive you to the bridge. And, you know, nobody wants to hear all that, right? So I'd rather,
they don't want all that.
You know, when I give you the indication that this is a no-go topic, I'll give you a prime example of someone, and I really respected her for it. You know, famous television director who had been a film director years ago. I won't say her name, but I just met her in Atlanta. And, you know, she directs a lot of television shows. And I was, you know, telling her, well, I know who you are. And I said to her, you directed a feature film, right? And she said, I don't talk about my first feature, or I don't talk about it. And I was like, oh, okay, moving on. Because in that very moment, I understood. You know, I understood, nope, this is a sore subject. Clearly, there's a history behind it. You know, she's not in the space in her life where that is a discussion. Let's move on, find something else to talk about. And I got that quick. But, you know, most people would never just tell you, nope, not going to talk about that.
Right.
And she was very direct about it. Not rude, but just straight up. And I was like, okay, I get it. I appreciate it. I wish I could walk around and do the same thing the same way. You know, I need to take some pointers from her and be like, nope, don't want to talk about it. Remember when we were talking about the power of no and how...
Yes, and how I said that's a complete sentence.
Yes. And how when you just tell someone no, their faces just absolutely drop.
Yeah, it's cracked to the ground. Yeah.
It's probably the same experience people have when you just tell them you don't want to talk about something that they just brought up. Nope, don't want to talk about it. Moving on. Thank you.
Well, you know, I appreciate the honesty, the directness. I mean, you know, you can say that and still be in there and not walk away, meaning I still want to talk to you.
Right.
Is there anything else you got to talk about?
Right.
Because if that's all you got, then this conversation can end right now.
This conversation is over. Over.
Oh, man.
Speaking of Atlanta, that was, you know, sorry, people. I know that we missed a week. We missed a post. I was out of town in Atlanta.
Being celebrated.
Yeah.
Oh, so much in the silence.
Yes.
Please share about the celebration.
Listen, I am more than grateful to be celebrated, to be acknowledged, for my work, for the impact of the work that I've done. Trust me, that is not something that I take lightly, and it's not something that I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not dismissive of it. But it comes with a certain amount of, I don't want to talk about that.
And we don't have to.
Right. It comes with a amount of that only because I am not currently in a place in my career or nor am I in the place emotionally right now where I feel like, what am I trying to say? I'm not in the space. Basically, shit ain't been right for a while. Let me just
there you
cut
go.
to the chase.
I'm just what I'm saying. Stop trying to be articulate.
Right. Shit ain't been right for a while. You know, Money is funny as funny as a motherfucker. As funny as a stand-up comedy. And, you know, my career just isn't where it should be or where I want it to be. And I'm making moves towards that. And like you said, sometimes I've taken a knee because I've had to take a knee just for my own sanity. Mm-hmm. And then in the midst of all of that, you know, in your daily life, the life that is the real life and not the Instagram life, not the Facebook life, not the Twitter life, not the real pretty, cute, you know, produced life that you allow the world to see, but the nappy life. The crusty ass, nappy,
oh my God,
stank life.
Oh, I love it.
Where shit ain't right, where Mercury is in perpetual retrograde. And in the midst of all of that, someone offers you an award for the work that you did years ago, which still has an impact, which is great, which is amazing, because I never thought that I'd be a part or create anything that would have such a lasting impact so many years later. Right. But there's no follow-up with that yet. That's the problem. Like, you know, one-hit wonder kind of issues that I'm dealing with.
But you're so not a one-hit wonder, though.
I know, but I can't help
it. It feels that way, but that's not how it is. It's your perception.
I guess.
Well, I can see it from the outside, you know, but I understand. I completely understand the whole one-hit wonder fear, or the, you know, it's sort of like whenever someone ever hits me up on Facebook about, hey, I was in your Showtime film.
Right.
Or, hey, I'm like,
20 years ago. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Oh,
thanks
so
for
nice
reminding me that I haven't had another film on cable in that long.
Exactly.
Sort of why she said, I don't want to talk about that. You know, you did something and you have expectations or hopes that it would lead to something else, and then when that doesn't happen, and then you move on to do something else that is probably just as good, not in the I guess media way, I suppose, but you're still doing good work. It's just not as celebrated, maybe. You kind of settle into that. I'm still writing, I'm still creating, and then someone pops up and says, hey, I was in your Showtime film, or hey, I saw your Showtime film, or hey, what are you up to? My favorite question is, are you still writing? Like, well, what else am I supposed to be doing? This is what I do.
I'm working at Krispy Kreme now.
And I ain't mad at somebody who is, but I'm just saying, people look at what we do as a hobby, right?
Right. They
don't understand the whole grind that goes into it, how it's an ebb and flow, up and down, and 90% of it you can't control. And then you get the questions of, so what are you doing? Or didn't you direct a feature? You know, it's sort of like, oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Right. Right. Or the last thing you've done is, you know, even though you're being awarded for it, is so far in the past that there's like 2 generations in between. And this new generation doesn't really know the history.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, we had to walk the red carpet. First thing that happens is we're on the carpet, and the guy who's running the red carpet didn't know who we were. So he's like, who are you? And we're like, Quincy and DeAndre. Oh, the DL Chronicles. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. And then he apparently had been a little bit snippy or rude to DeAndre at one point on the carpet because he didn't know who we were.
Yeah.
And then I guess later he came back to DeAndre and apologized to him, saying that he's so sorry, he didn't know, you know, he didn't recognize us in person. And so we're about to be interviewed by Funky Deneva, and he's asking the red carpet guy, okay, who's this? It's like, it's the DL Chronicles. He said, oh, the DL Chronicles. So then he goes into this whole, and I got here the head. I don't like to use the N-word, you know, and I was like, oh gosh, I was cringing because I don't like being called the N-word or using the N-word. Yes. You know, it's just a bad and an ugly habit with a history that I disagree with at this point. Yeah. But he's like, the creators of the hit YouTube web series, The DL Chronicles. Now listen. Times have changed, right? And streaming shows exist online, so the idea of a web series is very different than it was back in the day. But
yeah,
this was
not that
television series.
Right.
This was a series that was on cable TV internationally. This was not a web series. However, this generation only knows the show because of the web.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't be upset, but it still was a sting. It still stung me, because I'm in that space, I'm in that place, and I'm trying not to be.
Yeah.
It still kind of stung me because you feel like, and the fact that I'm being introduced as, the co-creator of a show that is 10 years old. And it's just like, oh, thank you. This is so wonderful. And then the whole time you're thinking, is it going to be work when I get back to LA? But the event was wonderful. It was great. It's called the Gentleman's Ball of Atlanta, and it's thrown by a organization called the Gentleman's Foundation of Atlanta. And they celebrate the impactful works of LGBTQIA people of color to the larger community. So there was like one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. She was awarded. There was a lot of corporate awardees, activists. And we were some of the people who were in the arts who were honored. So we got what's called the Trailblazer Award. But I feel like I haven't blazed a long enough trail to fully accept that title. I will accept the award and I am appreciative of it, but there's a part of me still feels like I haven't moved enough yet. I still got a lot to do. I still got a lot left to do, and I'm trying to do that. And I do want everything that I do from, in the future and now to have some type of impact that will live long past the moment. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. That's it.
Well, you've already done that with the DL Chronicles, so
that's just
you can recreate it or reproduce it or do it again or.
I don't want to do that again.
Well, not that again. I'm saying that you got a lot still in the tank, so
yeah,
you just
I still got a lot of junk in the trunk.
Well, that's true.
But you know what? It's so weird because it's not just us. It's in the fucking air. It's like, I don't know where. I mean, from home to other friends, everybody seems to be in this weird space. I swear, I always go to Mercury must be in retrograde because somebody's always telling me Mercury's in retrograde. It's like my shit got stuck. It ebbs and flows. It's the industry that ebbs and flows. But this shit has been ebbing. It's been like ebb, flow. Ebb, flow. I need this shit to flow. Ebb, flow. But fun things ahead, Monie. Fun things ahead.
Yes.
We are going to be doing our very first live podcast.
Oh my God.
I know, I'm so nervous. So
my God.
What the hell? On October 20th here in Los Angeles. And it is Halloween themed. That's going to be fun. This is my favorite time of the year. One of my favorite holidays is Halloween.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't know. if that's the same for you, but
Well, I mean,
seem like
because it's no, I mean, because it's so close to my birthday. Halloween didn't matter. Because after the 23rd,
it was all
nothing else
about
matters.
partying.
It was all about my birthday. And I liked Halloween, but Joanne didn't really. Growing up, it wasn't like we had money for costumes or whatnot, so we had to make up our own stuff, and it was whatever was in the closet. So I played a hobo a lot of times.
Okay. I played the hetero because I was always in the closet.
Oh my god! And my mother was the Halloween Scrooge. She would never leave the light on. So no kids would ever knock on the door. Even when I got older and I stopped going out trick-or-treating, I was like, oh, okay, I can pass out candy to the babies. And she would leave the light off. And so you see the kids walking down the street right past our house. I'm like, this is boring. Mama, turn the light on. You're like, hell no. I don't want nobody knocking on my door. Oh.
She did not feel like it.
No. So Halloween was not celebrated in our house. So I guess because of that, it's not, my favorite holiday. But I guess if your people let you have fun, then I can see why it would be yours.
Yeah, it has a very sentimental space for me, other than the fact that it's about ghouls and monsters and all of that fun stuff. But I just remember getting Halloween costumes and opening the packages and smelling the smell of the plastic. I don't know, it stuck in my head, like the smell.
Yeah, I remember we had this because you were a poor little rich boy, so you got costumes.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Okay. I
remember one of my favorite costumes. I was Chewbacca from
What?
Star Wars. I had the Chewbacca mask from Star Wars. It came with a little.
You were a little tiny Chewbacca.
Yeah, I was a Chewie. Chewbacalito. I was a Chewbacalito.
Oh my god!
I remember
funny.
that. I remember being taken trick or treating. I don't know when my like for scary stuff developed, but it might just be because of my family. Because my grandmother was really into like crime dramas and horror. Her brother was really into like ghost stories and stuff, and I think my whole family, we really kind of got into that genre, except my mom. She doesn't like, violence.
Oh, she was a scaredy cat.
Yeah, she don't like violence or, what she says, demonic stuff.
Oh, okay.
And trust me, she's not a church lady whatsoever.
I like scary movies. My mom loved all that stuff. She was old school though. She liked like The Mummy and Dracula and The Blob. I mean, like old black and white stuff. She loved watching that stuff, which always confused me because I thought Halloween would be her favorite holiday, and she was so anti-Halloween, but she loved watching scary movies. So
you should sit down with your mom
confusing.
and ask her, what is the origin of your dislike for Halloween?
It probably is because Granny, my great grandmother that raised her, didn't have no money for no Halloween costumes, and she just couldn't do costumes. So that's probably where she got it from and passed it on to us. Because we didn't get no damn costumes. But I remember also during the time, like I loved the candy part of it, but I don't know if this happened in Chicago. But remember back in the day when there was this rash of people putting razor blades in candy and stuff like that? Did that happen in Chicago?
I know that was an urban myth that was in Chicago. I don't know of anyone personally who got a razor blade in anything.
I don't either, but that's what stopped a bunch of it. Yeah, people stopped going out trick-or-treating the doors and stuff because of that,
Yeah.
At least my mother didn't let us do it, and my father would take us, but then once that happened, then it's like they were afraid to let us eat the candy, so...
Yeah, they had to check it. They would always check it. Like, you can't eat anything until we check it. And we did...
and checking meant they ate all the candy.
Exactly.
No, that was all bad for you, baby. I had to take care of it. Like, you ate all my candy.
Speaking of that, there was it Jimmy Kimmel? Who was it I think it's Jimmy Kimmel would do the videos of parents eating their kids' Halloween candy, or telling them that they ate all their Halloween candy and videotaping it.
Oh, that's so sad.
Have you seen those videos?
Yes, and the babies look so sad. They start bawling.
Hilarious. Yeah. They are hilarious. It makes you just want to have kids just so that you can torture them for humor's sake. Just like, I want to scare my kids. I want to trick them. I'm going to be the best, worst parent ever.
Yes. Take away their candy. Take away their candy.
You know, hey, it develops strength, you know, character.
Sure.
Good character.
Sure. That's what it does. That's what it does.
Give them a bad name so that, you know, they have to go out.
Yeah, traumatize your children. It'll make them stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, or else we're going to be a bunch of little pussies. That's so wrong. That is so wrong. But anyway.
But all this is really deep, and, you know, we won't be talking about any of this on Saturday.
Right.
We will promise to keep it light and fun and talk about all of our scary stories and come dressed in costume. I mean, for y'all that can afford costumes, I still can't afford one.
You ain't gotta buy one. You can make a costume. We grown.
I'm making. I'm just saying, but there are people who got money. They can go to Hollywood and Halloween City and buy a costume. Maybe they can. I don't know. I'm making mine up. Is all I'm saying. So y'all come dressed in costume, and we're gonna be telling scary stories and then talking about fun stuff, fun scary stuff.
Yes, and it's called Spooks, Kooks, and Shit That Go Bump in the Night. Saturday, October 20th, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the La Terraza Cafe LA.
Ooh.
La Terraza Cafe LA. I don't know why I'm rolling my R's.
I don't know, but I like
Terraza. La Terraza. And so anyway, follow us, you know, go to our social media, our website, and all the information will be listed. It will be fun. It'll be gifts. There's a costume contest, so they're giving away 3 gifts. And come and have coffee and tea. No liquor, unfortunately. We don't have a liquor license. And just, you know, live fun conversation and meet Monie and Q.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yes. So much fun. So much fun. Okay, so now we gotta wrap this up because I got some place to go.
Okay, and what song?
So we need a song. I don't know.
Monster Mash.
Oh my God! Did you know that?
I don't know it.
Of course you don't. We need to find a Halloween song. Let's see. Oh, I got it.
What is it?
Ghostbusters.
Okay. Do you know the words?
No, I don't. Of course I don't. That's how we do. We don't know the words. I'm looking them up now. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. It is something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
There's something weird and it don't look good. Who you gonna call?
911.
No.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If you're seeing things running through your head, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
An invisible man is slipping in your bed. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid no ghosts. I ain't afraid no ghosts. And shit. Be sure to listen next week to And Shit with Q and Monie.
You can follow Quincy Lanier on Instagram and Twitter at Q Lanier.
And you can follow Moniece at Moniece Mitchell Sims on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to And Shit.